Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to another morning ramble. And this one is definitely going to have bad language in it. So if you don't like bad language, you're not going to enjoy this. And if you do, or you don't care, then you probably are, because I was having a conversation with a group. I can't remember whether it was my inner circle or Creating the Impossible. Or we did a lot of programs yesterday, and one of the things that came up is that one of the benefits of this conversation, of this understanding of the nature of thought and who we are beyond thought, is that we help people get to what the fuck faster. And what I mean by that, I don't know if you've ever seen the movie Risky Business. It was the movie that kind of made Tom Cruise famous in the 80s, and there was the sort of running joke in the movie is sometimes you just have to say what the fuck and do it. And I think that is actually just a truth about the difference between people who get things done in the world and people who never really get in the game. Is not that they necessarily have less doubts or less obstacles, but they say fuck it faster. They get to what the fuck quicker. And there's something really nice about realizing that you don't have to work everything out in advance. And in fact, you can't work everything out in advance, because most things you won't know what they're really like until you're in it. In the military, they will often talk about how, I think it was George Patton or Dwight Eisenhower who said that in most initiatives, the process of planning is indispensable, but plans are useless. And what he was pointing to is the fact that all bets are off once the first shots are fired. And the boxer Mike Tyson said something similar. He said, everybody's got a plan till they get punched in the face. And so if we take all of our thoughts about what might happen and what might go wrong and why it might not work out and why we might not be doing the right thing to heart, then it's unlikely we'll ever get into action. And when we do, it will be so tentative that we're unlikely to succeed, or too late. The opportunity will have passed by the time we've got all our ducks in a row. So if you can see that ultimately it's not gonna come down to you nailing it and having everything lined up and prepared in most things. It's going to come down to at what point do you go, fuck it, let's do it. And that one sentence, the entrepreneur Richard Branson, actually, that's the title of his book. It actually was Screw It, Let's Do It. But effectively, the title of that book was Fuck It, Let's Do It, because that is his philosophy. It's like at a certain point, you've got enough information to know whether you want to or not. You don't know whether or not it'll work. You don't know whether or not you're going to be great at it. You don't know whether or not you're going to like it. But you have enough information to go, fuck it, let's do it. And understanding that we can think ourselves in and out of any scenario makes it easier to say fuck it. Because all that ever happens is we make up a future. We make up a future where things work out terribly, and how am I going to deal with it if we in that future? And we make up a future where things turn out great and go, ooh, wow, but if it happened that way, that would be amazing. And we're making up all these warring futures and then feeling torn because we don't know which imaginary future to pick. But the key to it is seeing that both futures are imaginary, and your imagination can never give you the data that actually getting in the game will give you. So if you've got a project that you've been hemming and hawing about and going back and forth on it, just sit with it today and see if you've got enough data to just go, fuck it, I'm in, or fuck it, I'm out. And you will find yourself with so much more headspace, and in that extra quiet that extra headspace gives you, knowing whether or not to say fuck it to the next project will be even easier. Have fun, learn heaps. Would love to hear some of your fuck it stories in the comments below, and I'll talk to you soon.